Howdy everyone, this is Trisha and welcome to my channel. Hello everyone, it is Wednesday and this coming Sunday is going to be Mother's Day. So I want to go ahead and take the time and wish all of you a happy Mother's Day. May you be blessed with much more and lots of health and happiness. Now my sons aren't going to be here for Mother's Day. I have one son in San Antonio and the other in San Diego. One is teaching and the other is in the Marines, and I'm very proud of them. Now I got something in the mail here from my son in the Marines. He made sure to get to me a little gift, so I'm going to check it out and I'm going to open this up in front of you. But I also want to do something for my mom. Now this is not going to be something that I'm going to make for her for the day of Sunday on Mother's Day, but it's going to be something that I'm just going to go ahead and do for her this afternoon. I'm going to take this over to her now because I wanted to make a video and show you how I'm going to make this. My mom loves upside down pineapple cake, or pineapple upside down cake, however you want to call it. She always makes it. She takes a cake box, a cake mix of pineapple, and then she takes some sliced pineapples, some maraschino cherries, some brown sugar and some butter, and she makes just a simple upside down cake, and it is delicious, and she has done that ever since I can remember. Now I decided that, well, my mom loves pineapple, but I don't want to make her that same cake. I want to make her something different. I'm going to write down the recipe for her. I did look up pineapple cake from scratch on allrecipes.com, but I wanted to tweak it up a little bit, and I wanted to add some coconut, and I'm going to be calling it Trisha's Pina Colada Cake. How does that sound good? Yes, I'm going to put some coconut, and I'm going to go ahead and make that for you. But before we do, I'm going to go ahead and unbox this so I can see what it is that my son sent me. I don't want you to see the label, haha. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and my son is Nathan. I think this is for me. He ordered some other stuff and he said that he was going to receive something here for us to hold it for him. So we'll see if this box is the one that's supposed to be for me or for himself. And let's open this up. I think it is for me. Oh my goodness. What is this? Your gift. Keep it a surprise. Oh my goodness. A little note. Mother, you're the greatest. Honestly, I appreciate everything you've done for me. I really hope you have a great Mother's Day. Love, Nathan. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Oh my goodness. I didn't even notice this because I was too busy noticing the other items. And look at this beautiful little bag with a little gift tag on it. Look at that. It's the same message. Oh, I'm gonna have to say both of them. Let me show you what's in here. What got me all excited when I first peeked in, because my son knows me very well. He knows that I love coffee. He knows that I love trying different types of coffee. So here he sent me this. These are coffee beans, so I'm gonna need to grind them up, which is perfectly fine. Don Pablo Gourmet Coffee. This is their signature blend, Colombia, Guatemala, and Brazil, and a medium dark roast. My son and I like medium to dark roast. He prefers a little darker, but this is both to our liking, and he knows me very well. Sent me that, and he sent me this also, Cafe Verona. Also, this is from Starbucks. It looks like it. Yeah, Starbucks. There we go. He sent me that. He knows I love coffee. Okay, let's move that over and let's see what's in the bag. I'm so excited. I'm gonna put this all back together so then I can have my husband open it up so he can get a surprise too. Okay. I wanna cry, you guys. Is it okay if I cry on camera and y'all just witness it? Okay, I said I was gonna have to grind those beans, and I said that's okay because I thought to myself, I'm just gonna go get me something to do that because I don't have an item to grind them with. Well, actually I do, but I think, oh my gosh, it is a coffee bean grinder. Look at that. Oh my goodness, mijito. Oh. Okay, that's what I got. I just want to cry right now because, you know, it's not diamonds, it's not gold or anything like that. You know, my son knows that, you know, Mama loves certain things, and he knows me very well, and I'm very happy. That's what I got, you guys. A little coffee grinder and some coffee beans to grind in here. Okay, I'm going to be making a pina colada cake, and I'm going to be showing you how to do that right up after this. This is for my mom. Mom, I'm making you a from scratch pina colada cake. All right, then let me tell you what the ingredients are going to be so then we can go ahead and get started. For the cake, I'm going to be using 2 cups of flour. This is all-purpose flour, and I am going to be sifting it. I'm going to be using 2 cups of sugar, 2 eggs, and these are extra large eggs. You can use large, it's fine. I'm going to be using a large can, which is a 20-ounce can of crushed pineapple, and I'm going to be using the juice in there as well. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 2 teaspoons of baking soda. I have it in the bag because it's already open. Anyway, I'm also going to be adding some coconut flakes into that, and I'm probably going to be adding about half a cup of coconut flakes in there. So we'll see as we make this. Now that is for the cake itself. I'm going to be having my oven in just a moment at 375 degrees so I can get that preheating. For the frosting on top of my cake, I'm going to need half a cup of butter, and this is 8 ounces, and that equals to half a cup of butter. And I want to make sure that it's softened. I'm also going to be using 8-ounce cream cheese. You can use whatever brand you like. I'm going to be using some confectioner's sugar, and I can't think right now. I think it's about a couple of cups of confectioner's sugar that I'm going to use. I'm going to be using some sliced pineapple to decorate on top, some maraschino cherries, optional, and I'm also going to be using some pecans. Now, if you have any kind of nut allergies and you can't have pecans, then of course leave them out. I think some people that have allergies are just exclusive to peanuts. I'm not really sure. So of course you follow that on your own. So here we go. I've got some crushed up, these are cookie pieces in case you're wondering. They're very crushed up. So I'm going to use that, and I'm also going to be using some of the coconut flakes to decorate my cake when it is done. So let's go ahead and start making this cake so we can get it in the oven. All right, so I've got 2 cups of all-purpose flour in my sifter here because I'm going to go ahead and sift all of that. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking soda. There we go. And then I'll just go ahead and sift that into my bowl. I'm using my stand mixer. You can use a hand mixer. And I made a mistake. I said 375 degrees Fahrenheit on the oven. It should be 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm using a basic pineapple cake from scratch recipe that I got from allrecipes.com. I'm making some little tweaking bits here by adding some coconut and some maraschino cherries and the way that I'm going to decorate it. So, you know, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm just doing my own little twist on it, and I'm going to be calling it my pina colada cake. Okay, so I've sifted that. I don't think I need to sift the sugar. So I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 cups of that as well. Got my sugar right here, and this is just white sugar. If you wanna use your sugar substitutes like your stevia, etc. I don't know all the brands, forgive me. I've used some of them and yet I can't think. Okay, so here we go, 1 cup. And I keep looking over at my recipe to make sure that I've got these measurements correct, which is just a basic cake recipe is what we're starting off with. This is a lot of sugar though. There we go, 2 cups of sugar right in there. I wanted to use half a cup of the coconut flakes, so I'm gonna go ahead and measure that out as well. A little bit more because I didn't quite fill that up. I don't know, is that gonna be enough? A little pinch more, why not? All right, there we go. So about half a cup, in case you're wondering. All right, well, you should be because you're wanting to know the recipe, right? Okay, so let's get these items out of the way. And I'm going to be using 2 eggs. And I've had them out here for a while. They're kind of at room temperature. Not quite, they're still a little bit cool. I'm going to do what my grandmother used to do and crack them into a little bowl before I pour them into my mixing bowl, because you never know when you have a bad egg, right? So I'm just gonna do that. Crack one there. And also, in case you get any shells, you can dig them out a lot easier than if, you know, you crack them in the bowl. Okay, let's put that right in here under my mixing bowl. All right, I'm gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla. I think I said 2 teaspoons in the beginning of the video. It's only 1 teaspoon. Now you'll notice that I'm not putting any butter or any fat into this, and this might come out a little bit kind of dense or of a cake. So if you wanna go ahead and add maybe half a cup of butter and remove half a cup of sugar out of this, you can go ahead and substitute that as that. Now I'm gonna add the 20 ounces of crushed pineapple, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just blend all this together with my mixer. I have a little bit of pineapple there. I need to get that little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and get that in there. All right, so I've mixed it all up, and now I've got this kind of runny kind of what would I call this? Cake mix. All right, I've decided to use this 10-inch cake pan that I have, and instead of making a double layer, which is sort of the idea that I had at first, I decided that I'm just going to do one, because I think that if I wanted to do a double layer, do a filling, I want to do a cream cheese filling, but I've only got 1 package of cream cheese. So if you want to do this, maybe you want to double the recipe and then make yourself some sort of a pineapple cream cheese filling for the middle, and then of course make 2 layers. But I'm going to make one out of this 10-inch pan. I was going to butter and flour, but to save myself some time, I just used some butter flavored baking spray. And I'm just going to pour this in there. A little bit on the bottom there that didn't get mixed. I'm just going to mix it up. Pour it all in there. There we go. Now this is going to go into the oven 45 minutes. I'm going to check it with a toothpick, and then we'll see if this is ready, and then we can go ahead and start making our frosting while this is baking. Okay, so my cake batter, which I couldn't remember what to call it, is in the oven baking now, and we'll turn into a cake. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my frosting. I've got 8 ounces of cream cheese here, and it's been softening a bit here in the room temperature. And I'm going to use half a cup of butter, which is 8 ounces, or 1 stick of butter. I need a napkin, excuse me. Okay, wiping my hands. All right, so now I'm going to use 1.5 cups of confectioner's or powdered sugar, whatever you want to call it, icing sugar. So let's get that half a cup in there. You could sift this if you want to also. I've already rinsed out my sifter, so I'm not going to use it right now because it is not dry. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 more of these halves so I don't have to grab my half cup measurement, which I've already also cleaned. So I've got 1, 2, and that makes another cup. So that's 1.5 cups of confectioner's sugar. And I did say 2 teaspoons of vanilla in the beginning, but of course one of those teaspoons was going to be for this frosting. So that was correct, 2 teaspoons of vanilla at the beginning. There we go. 1 teaspoon goes into here. And now I'm just going to mix this all together, and I've put away my paddle, so I will be back with that. All right, so I've now put my paddle back in on there, and I am going to go ahead and start up my mixer, and this is what happens, an explosion of sugar. And I'm glad I wore my apron. You can't bake without having flour or powdered sugar all over the place. It is just one of those things that has to happen. Oh, I got sugar all everywhere. Okay, we're gonna let that mix up. I'm gonna go ahead and get my spatula because I wanna grab what's at the bottom there and make sure it gets mixed. Oh, it looks really pretty too. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this. Lift it up. Grab the sugar at the bottom. My bowl was still a little bit wet, so some of that sugar wants to stick to the bottom of the bowl. And the bits that are on the sides, which, oh my gosh. I want you to look at that. A little close up. There we go. Let me taste a little bit, just for the heck of it, right? Very nice. Now, if you had an extra little can of some of that crushed pineapple, if you wanted to add some of that in here, you could add some of that coconut. But I kind of want the coconut to be kind of a decorative part of my cake at the top, so I don't want to put that in the frosting, but you could put some of that in the frosting. I'm just going to mix it up a little bit more, just to make sure that sugar that was at the bottom gets mixed into the whole batter. There we go. That's all I need. It doesn't really need too much time. It's a little bit, just a small amount. Now, if you're going to double the recipe, as I told you, if you wanted to do a 2-layer, I kind of had that idea that I wanted to do a 2-layer. You know, if you watched any of my cooking or even baking videos before, you'll see that I kind of change things a lot depending on how things are going. Especially if I'm doing a recipe that I've not done before and then I'm sort of kind of doing on the fly, then that's what's going to happen. So if I wanted to do a 2-layer cake, I probably do double this recipe because I want to make sure it's enough frosting to go on the sides and on the top. And then of course, if I wanted to do something for the center, a layer on the center, I'd want to add that crushed pineapple with the cream cheese and make a nice little, maybe some brown sugar instead of well, we added confectioner's sugar in here, but you might want to add maybe a little bit of brown sugar as well. Remove some of the confectioner's sugar, maybe just a cup and half a cup of brown sugar. Just make something different to put right in the middle of your cake, but you still want it to be like a frosting so it does stick together. Okay, that's it. We're gonna wait for our cake to finish baking, and of course I'm gonna take it out and let it cool. And this has only been about 5-6 minutes, and it takes 45 minutes, so I'll be back. All right, so my cake has cooled down, and I'm taking some little pieces of parchment paper like this, and then I'm just lifting and just tucking this underneath here, because when I frost the little sides, because they're not very tall, I'm probably gonna get some frosting on here, and then I can just remove that, and the plate will, underneath here, will come out clean. Hopefully that's the plan, and that's what will happen. So anyway, I prepared that. So now I'm gonna take the pineapple slices right here and the brown sugar, and I'm gonna take a little pot and I'm gonna pour some of the juice from here into that little pot, and I'm gonna take about maybe 1/4 to half a cup of the brown sugar, and I'm just gonna cook it a little bit on the stove, get the sugar to melt into a little bit of the syrup, or into the juice to create a little bit of a syrup. That's what I'm going to do. So that's the next step, and I will be right back. All right, here is the brown sugar that I've melted into the pineapple juice and just created a little syrup. Nothing too thick, it's just a little runny, sugary kind of a liquid. And I'm gonna pour this over. I took about 5 pineapple rings that I thought would be just what I needed to put on the top of my cake here. And now I'm pouring this sugar over these pineapple rings and just let them soak for a little bit. I'm gonna put that aside. There's a fly in here and it's really bugging me. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this frosting right here, and I'm going to put this on my cake, and I'm going to start off putting it on the sides here because I really want to cover that. Not completely, obviously, but just try to get some on there. Just slide it on there and back and forth till you get some. All right, you're going to do this all the way around. Okay, now I'm just frosting up at the top. Okay, look at that. Cake is done. Okay, so now I want to take some coconut. I'm gonna keep this paper on here. Take some coconut and stick it to the sides here. Well, that looks pretty. Okay. I'm just gonna put that right there to the side, and I'll remove it in a minute. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my pineapples. Put one right in the middle. Maybe I could use another one, actually. Let's see. Okay, it looks like I could use another two right here. I've got them right here in my little box here. I had this container from something else and I saved it. Okay, so I'm gonna grab another two. This one's broken. Let's just grab another one for the heck of it. Okay, and save those as a snack for later. I'm gonna put them in here, let them soak up a little bit of that brown sugar pineapple liquid. Put that on there. Let's get another one on there. There we go. And just maneuver so that they're... Okay, so now I'm just going to remove this coconut off the side here. Okay. Any coconut that's left over. Go. Look at how pretty that looks. I want you to see how pretty that looks so far. All right, so now we're gonna take some cherries and I'm gonna put them on this little napkin here. And I need 8 or what, 7? I had 5, yeah, and then 2, 7. Okay, so I need 7 cherries here. And I'm just gonna roll them around a little bit, just tap them a little bit. I don't want too much of that redness from them to bleed. I'm just trying to grab the plumper ones. Here we go. Well, they're all the same, kind of. All right, there we go. That looks so pretty just like that. Look at that. And you can stop right there. If you have some sort of nut allergies or you can't take pecans or whatever, you could drizzle this little bit of sugar water on here. I'm gonna sprinkle it with some pecans between the pineapple slices, like so. Look at that. Ooh, that's looking real pretty and really good. And just press them in there. Take your time doing this. Don't rush. Enjoy it. Make it look really pretty. Get some more in here. Look at that. That looks so pretty already. I'm just gonna try and sprinkle some right in the middle here, between the slices of pineapple. Just pour some in, like that. And then I'll just push whatever lands on top of the pineapples. Kind of like if I was grouting. These are my little tiles and I'm putting grout between. There we go. Wow, that looks so pretty. At least it does to me. I hope it does to you too. I hope you're enjoying this and you're getting some ideas how to just do your cake just a little bit different. I want to call it a pina colada cake, as I said. You could also, if you wanted to, you could also pour some pecans between there where the cherries are, in the middle of the pineapple. Okay, I'm almost done here. I think it's looking really, really pretty. Oh my goodness, look at that. All right, let me move this out of the way. And now for the removal of the parchment paper. It's that way. Okay, let's do this very carefully so we don't drag out any too much frosting or whatever. There we go. Just do it slowly. Don't try to rush this part or you'll make a mess. Okay, another one. I'm gonna have to pull on the paper and push down, back on the plate. That helps. Give it a nice little tug, but slowly. All right, there we go. This is my piña colada cake. And I really want to cut into it, but I'm going to take it over to my mother's house right now and surprise her, and then we'll just cut it there with her and give it a good taste. So I'll be back. All right, I'm now in my mom's house, and I've brought her the piña colada cake that I have made for her, and she's pretty impressed by it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut into it, and we're going to get a slice so we can both try it. And I kind of want to go around one of these pineapples here. You can cut it however you want, of course, but I'm just going to cut it just like that so we can get one huge piece. And then we're both going to try it. I think I need to cut some more. Yeah, right there. And it's really heavy, by the way. It's a very dense cake. Here you go. I want you to look at it close up, what it looks like on the inside. Okay, my mom's gonna take a little piece. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna take a piece as well. We're both gonna try it.
Good.
That's my mom. She just said good, good, and tasty.
I like it.
She likes it. It's pretty thick, but it's very moist on the inside. The cream cheese frosting is kind of sweet, so maybe you want to cut down on the sugar a little bit. I don't think it's too sweet on the inside, actually. I think it's pretty good. You maybe want to add some pecans on the inside as well. I think it would be delicious. So here we go. This was my piña colada cake. I hope you enjoyed my recipe and that you will follow it. Leave a nice comment down below and let me know what you think. Give me a big old thumbs up. I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so, and share on your social medias. And as always, enjoy.